Self-trust is a universal skill, and it is one that is often overlooked. When you are looking to bring your vision to life, when you're looking to build your multi-six-figure business, I bet the last thing that you look at is whether you get up with your alarm in the morning or whether you snooze it. In this training, I'm going to delve deep into self-trust, why it's important from a subconscious standpoint, and how to rebuild it based on my own and client experiences. So let's dive straight in. What is self-trust? And we are taking me back to my uni days when I used to start every essay with a definition or a quote. So in simple terms from my own brain, self-trust is essentially trusting yourself to follow through, having confidence in your word, trusting your word, right? Trusting yourself not to break promises. I have the definition here. So in more complex wording, self-trust is the firm reliance on your own integrity, thoughts, feelings, and actions rather than depending on external validation. It is a core component of success, essentially, in my mind. It paints the picture beautifully, right? You know yourself, right? You back yourself. You do not leave room for self-doubt. In business, this looks like trusting your voice, trusting your intuition, posting that post that you feel someone needs to hear, right? Even if it is a little bit triggering, launching that offer without running it past your mentor first, without asking your partner what they think. Trust, for me, is a massive component of success, not because the person who trusts themselves is automatically successful, but they try different things. They move fast because they don't wait for signs. They don't wait for their gut instinct, which is important for sure. But when you trust yourself, you move fast. You don't make a decision or a choice. You just do it. Because also, failure is not an option for you. You trust yourself to follow through. You are convicted as fuck in your vision, in what you are here to do. And so you move fast because you trust that everything that you do, regardless of whether it brings you fruits of your labor now or later, is getting you closer to that vision. Because if you don't move fast, I can guarantee there is someone out there who does move fast and who possibly has the same ideas as you. This has happened to me loads. Like, I have had ideas for social media posts. I have had ideas for offers, and I've sat on them for a really long time. I have sat on them and I've overthought them. And then I will scroll Instagram the next day and someone is saying exactly what I came into my head the day before. Had I just posted it, it would be out there in the world too. But now someone else had said it, right? And so someone out there who is less qualified than you, who is just a bit scrappy, who trusts that whatever she does is going to get her closer to her vision, even if it's not successful right now, that person is out there making moves, making waves. And you're still waiting for a sign. You're still waiting for validation from your mentor. You're still waiting for your partner to give you the go-ahead. You're waiting for permission. From who? From a subconscious standpoint, self-trust is a major driver in success. Purely because when you have safety around trusting your intuition, trusting your voice, trusting your actions, you signal to your subconscious mind that you are safe. Your subconscious mind has one job and one job only. You are not new around here. And if you are, the only job is safety. But safety is not the same as what you and I think. Safety to the subconscious mind is familiarity, okay? And so familiarity, even if that is keeping you in spirals, in loops of procrastination, of self-doubt, of overthinking, all of these things, perfectionism, another one, right? Even like if that is what your subconscious mind is used to, if your subconscious mind is used to you outsourcing your power, to you asking for permission on the group hot seat call, to waiting for validation of likes and shares and comments on your posts, then your subconscious mind is going to keep you in that loop constantly. So you are constantly going to be asking for permission. You're constantly going to be waiting to see. You're literally going to be looking at your phone going, where are the likes? Where are the comments? Because that is familiar. That is literally it. It's not what you want to be, but it's familiar. And that's what the subconscious mind is used to. And so that's what it treats as your baseline. So until you rewire your subconscious mind for growth and expansion and safety in all of those things, your subconscious mind is going to keep you in loops like only posting stories when you get into bed or get into the bath in the evening when you're meant to be relaxing. And then you can't fall asleep because you're so riled up and going, is anyone going to buy? Is anyone going to click the link? You know, it's going to keep you in loops of perfecting the offer so much so that you don't even launch it. And then you post a million something is coming stories, and yet you never follow through, which in turn breeds mistrust and lack of trust in your audience because they don't trust, they see that you don't follow through. I am no stranger to the fact that building a business is about 20% strategy and 80% mindset, okay? But it becomes a big problem if you lack trust, because not only is it about integrity in what you say, it's also about integrity in what you do. It's also about having integrity in the consistency, in taking the consistent action that you keep saying you will to reach your goals. Something literally as simple as snoozing your alarm in the morning, as having a set step goal and always being under it, not hitting your macros, not getting your workouts in. I know I'm not in fitness anymore, but my God, does fitness breed an unbreakable sense of self-trust? Because fitness is all consistent action. The 20%, obviously. Something as simple as literally snoozing your alarm every single day is enough to breed mistrust in your subconscious mind. Every time you snooze your alarm and you get up after 3 or 4 snoozes, your subconscious mind files that under she can't be trusted to follow through, filing cabinet. Just imagine the image, the video from Bruce Almighty when he opens the filing cabinet. That's your subconscious mind. Inside that, your subconscious mind is literally filing evidence that backs up the belief that you can't follow through. And so snoozing your alarm, not hitting your step goal, not hitting your macros, not posting when you say you're going to post, not selling on your stories every day, even though you said you're going to, not doing the YouTube videos, even though you said you were going to. All of this compounds into evidence to back up the belief that you can't follow through. And I do not say any of this lightly. I do not even say this from my high horse because I've been where you are. Literally a couple of months ago, I lost all trust in myself. I couldn't trust my voice on Instagram, in my posts, in my stories. Everything I was doing was running through ChatGPT, which has now been sacked. You have to be happy to know. But I couldn't trust my voice. I had to keep checking. Is this what they want to hear? Is this magnetizing for my dream clients? Instead of going, what do I want my dream clients to hear today? What do I know they need today? Because everything I need to say is within me, right? And that is exactly what I would be telling my clients. So why am I not doing it myself? I lost my trust in my ability to mentor the incredible women in my world. When I know deep down that I have everything I need to be able to mentor them. I couldn't show up consistently. Instagram, TikTok, podcast, YouTube, none of it. I kept saying I was going to show up. I kept writing my weekly to-do list. I kept writing down my needle moving activities. And you know what? Every week, I just didn't come back to them. I just didn't review them because I was avoiding having that conversation with myself to go, you say you want all of this stuff, but your actions don't align with the vision that's over here. Something's got to happen, right? I thought I needed better visuals. I thought I needed better copy. I thought I needed to do a brand shoot. When in reality, I just needed to show the fuck up and actually have some self-respect and some self-trust, and to have the integrity to go, oh, I didn't do that this week. Why didn't that happen? What am I reflecting on here? Why didn't I show up? Why didn't I show up for my audience in the way that I said I was going to? Why didn't I do X, Y, Z, right? And it all comes from having that awareness, not avoiding the difficult conversations, because self-trust, it's a deep one, because it's something that we think we should have, and we should have. I think everyone needs self-trust, don't get me wrong. But when you don't have self-trust, you lack your power, you lack trust in your voice, you lack trust in your abilities, and it keeps you small. And that's the conversation I really want to have with you, because you are keeping yourself small by writing all these lists, by using the words of, I've got this really big vision. I'm going to move the people in the world to do this thing. I'm going to activate women. I want women to feel their own power. And then you're getting into bed and it's 9 o'clock and you haven't posted on Instagram. You haven't posted your stories. You haven't sold to anybody. No one has any opportunity to come into your world. And you wonder why nothing's moving forward. But the thing is, I didn't even notice this in my business to start with. I noticed it in my fitness. I've been in fitness for 10 years. I've been going to the gym for 10 years. I have been a fitness coach. I was a fitness coach for a couple of years, right? And asked me a year ago, and there was a part of me that was like, never giving up the gym. Like, I love lifting weights. It's my whole identity. And then for the past 2 months, I've barely got in like 2 sessions a week. And even those sessions have been a fucking struggle to get to. And I really noticed it when I started half-assing my workouts, when I started half-assing my steps, because I was putting all this stuff in my diary and I wasn't doing it. And the thing is, every time you break a promise to yourself, your subconscious mind files it in that belief folder of, she can't be trusted to follow through. Everything as simple as snoozing your alarm. I went through a phase of not being able to get up in the morning. Every week, I'd be like, right, this is it. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. again. I'm going to do my morning routine. And it would be like 7 a.m. and I'd be like, I snoozed my alarm 3 times and I felt groggy as fuck. I felt behind as fuck. And I was like, this isn't it. This isn't who I am. What the fuck is going on? And so self-trust really is universal. It seeps into every aspect of your life. Okay? And it impacts everything you do because it is a core part of your identity. Your identity informs everything you do. And so you're always going to be aligned with your core identity. But the thing is, with identity, it's neuroplastic. It can be changed. It can be rebuilt. It can be shifted, right? And so that is exactly what I decided to do. Lock in and fucking shift. Because I'm not the person that snoozes her alarm. I'm not the person who misses her workouts. And I'm not the person who doesn't follow through. I have prided myself growing up on my ability to meet deadlines, on ability to never miss like a uni assignment deadline, a school deadline. You know, I've always been really on it. And self-trust is a major, it's confidence. It's confidence in your own ability to show up for yourself. The first thing that I focused on was to stop snoozing my alarm. This is a really fucking basic one, right? If you know that you're not going to get up at that time and you're just trying to force yourself to get up earlier and earlier, then set your alarm for later. Stop trying to force yourself to get up at 5. If you know you're going to be tired, if you know you're going to bed a bit later than you should be, set your alarm a little bit later. Or force yourself to get up. But the most important thing here is to not fucking snooze it. The thing that is going to rebuild your trust the fastest is to get up, stop your alarm, and get the fuck out of bed. Okay? Mel Robbins uses the 5-second rule, I think she says, is that she will literally count down from 5 and then she would literally just do the thing. Do it. Don't even think about it. So I want you to do that. Stop snoozing your alarm. This is the foundation of everything. because how you do one thing is how you do everything, okay? And so if you snooze your alarm, you're then gonna start not posting on your Instagram when you say you're going to. You're gonna start not hitting your workouts. You're gonna start not getting your steps in, okay? Everything is linked. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. Secondly, I literally made steps and my workouts and my cardio my whole identity again, okay? So I set myself a step target and I made plans for myself to hit that step target. And for me, I work better on like a weekly average. So I've set myself a weekly average, and then every day I'm doing enough steps to meet that alongside my other commitments. I'm getting my workouts in. That is literally it. I'm getting my workouts in. I'm doing my 4 workouts a week, and even if I don't want to, that's it. That's literally it. And third and finally, I'm doing my daily and my weekly planning again. I went through a phase, and I actually voice noted myself on this earlier. I went through a phase of rebelling. There's no other way to put it. I was rebelling against the masculine energy and the masculine energetics of business, essentially. I burnt out last year, and I burnt out because I was so fucking structured. I was so fucking like, oh, I've got to do that then because that's when I've done it, and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And I was so over the top on being busy, not productive, busy. And so this year, instead of that, I went all the way to the other end of the spectrum, into the feminine energy, into the flow, into the intuition. And I was like, yeah, I don't need a plan. I don't need a schedule. Like, I don't want to be boxed in. That was pure just rebellion and avoidance. So instead of avoiding the masculine structure, because you do need both to build a business, I've lent in. So every week I do my weekly planning. I set my needle moving tasks. I set my business tasks. I set my personal tasks. And then I make a point of going back in to review them at the end of the week. So I can go, did I do that? Yes. Did I do that? Yes. Did I do that? No. Why didn't I do that? What can I do differently next time to make sure I do that? Okay. So my whole week is planned that way. And then every single day, and I will put those tasks into my task box. It sounds like a lot. I use Notion. I use the productivity method on Notion. And then I put all my tasks in, and then I will literally slot my tasks in day by day, and I will slot them via work blocks, and that is how I schedule my time. Then I make sure that I don't put too much in a day. I don't put too much in a work block to make sure that I'm still keeping promises to myself and still having space either side, so that I'm teaching my subconscious mind that I have more capacity. Self-trust ultimately is going to come down to consistency in ticking off said actions at a really basic level. You know, we could go into the reasons why you're not taking the actions. Is it fear? Is it fear of success, fear of failure? Is it fear of judgment? You know, we could go into all that, but we are not. We're going to look at the actions, okay? And self-trust ultimately is rebuilt on consistently taking the action that you say you will. And so you want to make this as easy as possible for yourself, right? For the first week, you just want to be ticking shit off and feeling really fucking good, because then what happens is you have momentum. And when you have momentum, everything starts to flow. The hardest part is starting, because you're at a dead stop. And so you're in that loop of, oh, but I'm sitting down at my desk and I would usually procrastinate now, but I now have to really consciously focus on getting on with my day. And it takes a lot of mental energy, and it takes a lot of conscious energy at the start. And then you have momentum, and then you forget that you were even in that loop in the first place, because now you put your phone in your desk when you sit down in the morning, out of sight, out of mind. You get on with your tasks for the day. You reply to your clients. And then you go, oh, my phone. Let me just have a look at that. And you put it back. And you forget that you were even in that loop of, I'm just going to scroll. Okay? So first and foremost, I want you to have a real uncomfortable chat with yourself, right? Where are you falling short on the standards that you set for yourself? Where are you breaking promises to yourself? And why? Okay, because awareness is the first step, right? We can't change anything if we're not aware of it. So this could look like you getting up and journaling every morning with your alarm, to snoozing your alarm and waking up groggy and in a bad mood and not feeling productive at all, and then doom scrolling as you drink your morning coffee instead of doing your EFT tapping like you used to. Or maybe you were someone, or you promised yourself that you were going to go live on TikTok every single week, once a week, and then suddenly you find yourself making excuses for not going live. Or were you somebody who prides herself on looking after her body, on not putting ultra processed foods in her body, on getting her 8 hours of sleep and doing her skincare, and all of a sudden you're drinking Pepsi at 9 p.m. at night and you're not doing your weekly face mask because you're trying to do your stories while you're in bed and you don't feel relaxed, and you go to bed and you're in this heightened state of stress, and then you don't fall asleep for 3 hours. When you become aware of where your standards have slipped and the actions you need to take back control and take back trust of yourself, that's when you rebuild your trust in your voice. You start to show up more authentically. You become more magnetic in your content. You start to see yourself as someone who is successful, not someone who's trying to be successful, who's someone who is successful. Because from an energetic standpoint, and I have to bring energetics in here, right? Everything is a mirror to you. You are the controller, creator of your reality. You're both of those things. And so everything is a mirror to you. Because put simply, if you lack trust in yourself, then that in turn radiates out, it mirrors out. Your clients then lack trust in you. Your audience then lacks trust in you. And you lose the ability to build your business and create your vision in the way that you want to, all because you don't trust yourself. If you commit to 1 or 2 or even 3 of these daily micro actions to rebuild your self-trust, because I can assure you that in 7 days, in 14 days, you are going to be a completely different person. That is how quick it can be. And when you are that completely different person, you have momentum and the results start to speak for themselves. If you've enjoyed this video, I would really love it if you could like it, if you could subscribe so that you make sure that you are aware when the next videos go up. And if you want more information from me just like this, drop me a follow on Instagram and TikTok at TheFaithOlivia. I would love to have you over there. And if you have any questions or you want to discuss anything, drop me a DM. I would love to have a chat with you. And I will see you in the next video. Cut. 3, 2, 1. And I will see you in the next video.